Hello, everybody.
It's like no one else is gonna care about this. I must get Mike's attention so we can break down together.
That announcement and the fucking Terry and I on Street Fighter 6.
What a good time to be into fighting games.
Yeah,
Hey, Nikki.
Announcement off
Hi, Nikki.
the year.
Jason, if you put your message
Nikki.
into chat, we will read it along with that. If you meant to send a message, just go put it in the chat now, and Mike will note it.
I will note it right now. Hi, Jason.
In fact, I'll even note it, because I think I read the super chats on this show. Also, hello,
Yeah, you
Jason.
read the super chats in this show.
Okay. Think I'm good. We should test the music.
Also, thank you, Jason.
Well, yeah, of course. So thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, where's my run?
You guys hear me? Start cheering now!
Do you guys hear Wario?
I do hear him.
Yeah, we hear it.
Why
Chef,
can't
don't you? It wouldn't it be better if you set the thread before, so we don't have to do like long breaks. I don't know. It's just a thought.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that
visual
one break
both
there's
sides.
okay. Honestly, at this point, I'd rather start now and start on time and then do a break
all
later.
right. Let's do it then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then let me just tweet, and then we'll be good. All right.
Forget about it.
I'll use that time to take Penny out anyways. It'll be fine.
Oh, right.
Oh, wrong overlay.
He's a fake dog. He doesn't exist, so you can skip
Thank you.
that.
I'll get that fixed right now. It's gonna break everything. Everybody, just hold on. It should come back. There we
Oh, we
are.
broke everything.
There we are. There it is.
Oh, we were in the wrong overlay.
Yeah, we were on the wrong overlay. Let's test to make sure this is still gonna happen.
Hey, you guys hear me?
There's that.
Start cheering
Yeah,
now!
you can hear it. Oh, I want to check this before we start. Yeah, we good. We good. I'm good. Test. All right. Take this. There we go.
Oh my god, IGN, what's going on? Load your everything at. All right, we're going to Polygon. You had your chance, IGN.
Polygon's good. That was a good store. That's what I used. Okay.
Yeah, I like using theirs.
I think I'm ready. Mike, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. We are gonna go in 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with! Yeah!
What a good woof woof to you! Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I'm a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, the Direct of Dreams! Mario Luigi! Metroid Prime 4! Marvel vs. Capcom! Let's go for a ride together, everybody! Doggies love to go for a ride! They're gonna take us for a ride. Well, man, isn't it wild we woke up today and, we just didn't know that we were going to see Metroid Prime 4 gameplay? I mean, who could have predicted such a thing?
No one could have predicted it. Yeah.
Man, I really enjoyed that Direct. It was a lot better than I could have possibly thought we were going to get in year 7 of the Switch.
I very, very happy that it just hit all of those notes. It's been like a lot of recent Directs, frankly, where it's like, oh, they're just making stuff for me. I do think that the strategy of let's keep the hardcore fans happy at the end of the generation is really paying dividends for someone like me who likes a lot of these games. And then, I don't know, I just thought everything looked pretty good. It's different than the way the Xbox show looked good, where it's like, all of these really big games are probably going to be at least interesting to me. I'll check them out. I'm probably not going to love all of them. Here it's like I found 4 or 5 games that I am so ecstatic that I know I'm probably going to love. And then there was a lot of stuff I didn't care about. But for me, having those big things and having it be 4 or 5 is way better. So just a really good show.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're going to kind of go hit the highlights here, talk about what we're thinking about all these announcements, maybe talk a little bit about the state of the Switch, what we're thinking with Switch 2, some of the things that didn't show up that maybe we did expect to see there. First, if you are watching live, thank you so much, everybody. You can hit that thumbs up button. It helps more people find the show. You can also send a super chat. I see we got quite a few already. Thank you so much. All of those will get read during the show whenever you send them, even after we start reading them. So please, please, please do send super chats if you want to. But yeah, Jeff, I'm having a good day, man. I feel good. I feel alive. Maybe it's just the steroids again, but I'm a happy Mikey.
No, eventually it's just your disposition, I think, at a certain point. Yeah, no, it was good. I had a good day too. I think it's fun to start with a good show like that. I thought we had good energy. Honestly, shout outs to both you and Sean for bringing it for Street Fighter. That was great. Just getting awesome reveals like that where we can genuinely be excited. I think everyone likes that better than kind of being a little bit bored at like the Keeley show or whatever. I kind of can't help it. I can only be who I am during these things.
We can't fake it.
I
but
can't
if
fake
it is real, we're gonna put it out there, right? That's all there is to it.
Right, and then I can't fake being cool about seeing a Mario on the Ouija either. Like, no, that is gonna make me pop. So you're gonna get what you're gonna get on those things, and I always have a better time when it comes out feeling like, man, we were genuinely excited, and I'm very happy to be ready to play those games. And then we did a great bombcast. It was just a good day.
Yeah,
I felt good about
bombcast.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm like not sleeping enough, and I think I'm getting sick again because the kids, everyone in my family's actually sick right now, but I'm feeling mostly pretty good. So, yeah, I'm gonna ride this high, and then we have tomorrow off from work, although for some reason we're going to do Blake Club anyway.
That's not work. I mean, not for me. Maybe for you.
Back to the John Romero mines.
Oh, yeah. All right. Why don't we just go through this thing then? Lots to talk about.
Yeah, hit me with it.
Starting with a great opener here, Mario and Luigi Brothership, our first brand new Mario and Luigi game in quite some time. We have, we're doing the 3D models thing, and yet it's still stylized. Excuse me. It looks very bright, kind of captures like the manual and the cover look a little bit. And it looks like classic Mario Luigi gameplay. We're using these brother mechanics in both kind of overworld puzzles and in battle. And it also doesn't seem like it seems like it's maybe not falling to that problem some of the later ones did of really depending on specific gimmicks here. Like there's a ship, there's some nautical theme going on. A lot of the people seem to be made out of electrical plugs, so that's cute.
Yeah.
But it seems almost a little bit back to basics, perhaps, in a way that I'm kind of excited for.
Yeah, I think that's after this like recent round of RPGs. I'm sure that they came to these decisions a long time ago. So this is like from my perspective. As a fan of any Mario RPG for the most part, I think what I've realized is the gimmicks have not really been all that additive. They are mostly at best a distraction, maybe an occasional fun thing for the first couple of hours of one of these games. What I really want is just strong RPG fundamentals. I want good leveling, good combat, good characters, good writing. And these games often have many of those. They just usually fuss around with the combat a little bit too much, and that's where they lose their way. So go back to the basics of this. Really emphasize, the brother element here. I think it's where Mario and Luigi's at its strongest, and it seems like they're doing exactly that. And I love the pun of brothership being a reference to the actual ship that they're using. There's just a ton of reasons to be excited about this, mostly because I was like, I had given up. Mario and Luigi, we're never getting another one of those, regardless of how they feel about it. The studio that made those games is done. So they're probably just going to be like, well, we have plenty of other RPG Mario games. Why would we do another one of those? So pretty excited to see this is the case. Of course, we don't know who's making it yet, right?
No, we don't know. And the way Nintendo is, we may not know until the game comes out. But we're not going to wait that long. The game comes out November 7th. We were wondering going into this, like, what are the fall, the holiday games? Well, here's one of them. I didn't think it was going to be a brand new Mario and Luigi.
Yeah.
The other thing here is it's with the Switch, which has been a great system for a while. One thing it was lacking on was with the Mario RPGs, and then just the last couple of years, Mario RPG Remake, great. I'll talk about it later. I just beat Thousand Year Door. It's fantastic. Love it. And now we're getting this. So really ending strong on the Mario RPG front with the Switch.
Yeah, I love, like I said, love the Mario RPGs, all of them. So the fact that we're getting one of each flavor in like this last year has been really exciting for me. Nikki Grayson, is this for shoot? In chat says the enemy squad in the game is called the Extension Core. That's pretty good. As in like a military corps, like the Marine Corps.
Oh, because that's all like electricity and like plug and stuff. Oh, very good. Very happy.
I mean, just the when Nintendo Treehouse just works these puns, works those double entendres. I always pop for that.
I wonder if it's going to be like Starlight Express and it's going to be about steam power versus electricity power. I wonder if they're doing
that'd be good.
Starlight Express like.
They're probably ripping off Starlight Express. That's likely what's happening here.
I think that's exactly what's happening here. Next, we saw Nintendo World Championship NES Edition. This is coming out soon on July 8th. I was glad to see this, and I was also glad we didn't have to spend a whole lot of time.
It was the correct move, right? For a direct like this, where it's like, let's remind people this is coming out. It is one of our summer games, and let's just talk about one specific feature, which is the survival mode, an asynchronous multiplayer mode where you race against other people's ghosts and you try to outlast them. And if you're the last player standing, you win this like faux battle royale. And I love everything about that. That is because these challenges, you can't affect other players. You just need to perform your best. So you go in there, do your best, and then that will be put up against other people asynchronously. So when I come back online, I'll see all the people I beat and all the people that beat me. That is such a good way to keep me engaged. One of the things I liked about Astro's Playroom speedrunning in the early days of the PS5 is the notifications on the PS5 could keep track of like what was happening with your score. So it would tell you like, hey, your friend just beat your time, or you just got knocked out of the top 100. You should go do something about that. I think if this game could do something similar, obviously not on the system level, I would be very happy.
We're gonna get a lot of fun out of that. We had Fairy Tail 2. It is funny, like of course there's some filler stuff. It is funny to me. It is probably maybe a me problem. How much of the filler stuff to me was very anime specific.
I think anime games are. There's a thing where you really do have to just play those to know if they're good because they all look so similar a lot of times. Obviously, if a team has a reputation and they're trading on that, that's a different thing. But for me, like from a distance, it's like. Yeah, it looks like all those other games. I don't know. Maybe this one's good. And I don't hate them or anything. They just do feel like filler on a show like this.
Fantasia Neo Dimension. This is the RPG from Hironobu Sakaguchi, the Final Fantasy creator. This was an Apple Arcade exclusive. It is finally coming out to Switch. Actually getting published by Square Enix, which is funny considering, he left there a while ago. I've heard good things about this game. I just don't play games on my phone, really. So I'm really excited to get this on Switch, and now I can give it a try and just kind of see what it is made of.
Yeah, I think I downloaded this on my MacBook Air when I got it a few months ago, and I haven't touched it. So I'll probably play it on the Switch.
It's coming this holiday. Nintendo Switch Sports is getting some updates. It's going to get basketball. So that's nice. Why not?
Yeah, one of the previous ones I think had basketball, and it was fun enough. It was never a highlight.
There was like Mario 3 vs 3 hoops, and then there was that weird Mario Sports Mix game that had basketball.
Oh yeah, totally. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. That one had hockey as well, I think. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. This one I really liked at the time and kind of forgot about it because some other things happened. But Mio Memories in Orbit is this kind of watercolor looking 2D action game. It was giving us a little bit of an Ori vibe to it. It's not coming till 2025. But this looked really neat, very original stuff here. I'm glad that this got showcased during the event also.
Yeah, I mean, when you guys started calling out it being like Ori, that's what I didn't. It didn't click for me until you said that, and then looking at it, I'm like, okay, well, if more games are going to be inspired by that, that's a fantastic thing. So, yeah, a lot of it will come down to how it feels when you're actually moving the character around. But at the very least, it looks promising. It's got like a cool spider wall climbing effect. That's neat.
Yeah. We had a few other kind of just, Disney Illusion Island, game DLC, that's good. Hello Kitty Island Adventure, happy for Jan. Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports is the most game mill looking game I've ever seen. Among Us update. Farmagia.
Yeah, this just a weird name. I worked at a place called Formaggio, and so I'm like, that's cheese.
Yeah, that's just cheese.
But they're farming. So are they farming cheese? It's like, no, they're just like, it's an Italian sounding word with the word farm in it is what we're going for. Okay. Weird.
Yeah. It really does just look like a mix of Harvest Moon and Ni no Kuni 2 to me, which is maybe a little bit specific. That's what it is. Jeff, we were expecting a lot of like remasters to get announced here. Well, here's Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. This is the game that was originally on
everyone
Wii.
Was talking about what it would be there.
Also came out on 3DS. Now it's coming to the Switch, not till January 16th. But it is coming. Nothing new. It is going to have the 3DS levels. You know what? glad we're getting this. Why not?
Oh yeah, I'll play this again. It's not one that I would like raring to play because I played it on the 3DS. It's probably quite some time ago now, but I enjoyed it. I don't love it as much as Dan was saying, although I do actually like it more than Tropical Freeze.
Yeah, I'm like a little down on Tropical Freeze compared to some people, and I never actually quite beat Donkey Kong Country Returns. So I'm excited to play through this. I was on a big Donkey Kong Country kick like a couple years ago, just playing all the SNES ones when they were on NSO. At the time, I would have been happy to have this. Since we do get it, I will definitely give it a playthrough. Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake re-emerged. It is coming out November 14th, and also announced remakes for Dragon Quest 1 and 2 will also be getting the same treatment later in 2025. If the order there seems weird, know that Dragon Quest 3 is actually a prequel, so that is the correct chronological order. 3, 1,
It's
and
like
2.
it's Metal Gear Solid Delta situation. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. We haven't seen this in a while. It looks fantastic. It is one of maybe the prettiest 2D HD game I have seen yet. This base game is so good. I'm so excited for people to play this.
Oh
and I
man,
never got to
just
play
the
one and
enemy
two, so I'm excited.
artwork in general in these
good.
games are good, and then when you make them pop like this in HD 2D, they look astounding. There's like this bodybuilding hooded freak over here. Oh, God, that looks so good.
Right. And, this game has a job system. And, I love that stuff.
Yep.
It is one of those games, too, where the world map actually is just like the U.S. map, right? Mm-hmm. One of those things, which I also kind of like for some reason. For an 8-bit JRPG, it is huge. It is beefy. It is very deep. I played a lot of the 8-bit RPGs, all the Final Fantasies and Dragon Quests from then. This is by far the best one of those I've ever played, Dragon Quest 3. So
I'm excited,
for
mostly excited because I think that you said this is last week or somewhere that this is going to be a gateway for a lot of fans, and I think that's right. I think a lot of people are going to come out of this as a Dragon Quest fan.
Yep, and that'll be good because, at some point here, I imagine we're going to hear about 12 again, so good stuff.
Shut up, it's Funko Fusion time!
What the hell is this?
I still don't know. I don't know.
It was weird because at first it was only Universal stuff and then a bunch of other things also. It's just a weird mismatch of IPs and brands and some ugly ass looking. Shaun of the Dead is here for some reason. Okay. Good luck. You want to be Lego. I get it. But man, way to make the Lego stuff just look as fancy as all hell.
Yeah, honestly, this looks like a PUBG mod. And I love PUBG. But I mean that in a negative way. So, yeah, it just looks rough. I hate looking at this.
Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. This is coming out very soon, June 27th. I have a hard time getting too excited about this one. Luigi's Mansion 2 only did so much for me back in the day. I would rather just play Luigi's Mansion 3 again, which to me was a significant improvement. But hey, it's coming out soon. I shared a meme earlier where it was like, it was like the light road and the dark road, and the light road was like, all these new games getting announced, and the dark road was 10 minutes of explaining how Luigi's Mansion works, right? So again, of course they had to show it here. I'm glad it was just like 2.5 minutes, and then we moved on.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that they'll do the Nintendo thing they do every once in a while, where they edit stuff and make it significantly better by nipping and tucking here and there. I'm not expecting a miracle with Luigi's Mansion 2. I just hope it's a little bit better.
The new Dent Pump Man. This is like Animal Crossing with mini games is how it's described, coming July 27th. This might scratch your Metopia itch. I don't know. What do you think, Jeff? The Dempa Men.
I think I like the look of the Dempa Men, the titular Dempa Men. These just weirdos in bodysuits that wrap around their head in different ways. And then, look at these. These are mini games. Where are you electroplankton? What is going on here? I don't know. I would have to hear that it's just like really silly and fun for me to check it out. But it looks like maybe it is that. So we'll see.
It sure looks like a Wii or a 3DS game, right?
Oh, for sure,
so
yes.
wild.
And it's called the new Dempa Men, so I'm assuming there was a Dempa Men that came out before, probably.
Who are the old Dempa Men?
I'm the old Dempa Man.
Oh my God. Metal Slug Attack Reloaded. This was a mobile game. It's kind of a Metal Slug tower defense thing. This was kind of a surprise launch. What's the word? Shadow drop. That's out now. I'm going to wait for Tactics personally.
Yeah. It looks kind of. Is that you want to do the awkward silence there and I ruined it?
No, I actually started playing a trailer, got very loud, and I didn't hear you, and I was hoping that it would be okay. What does it look like? Sorry.
I said it looks like I made a small little sound that must have been drowned out by whatever you were watching.
You said something that was more than one syllable.
No,
It
was barely even one syllable. That was it.
Trump.
And I'm like, Mike, I have nothing else to say about this game other than
you
maybe
must talk about Metal Slug Attack Reloaded more.
It looks like Saudi Arabia needs the money. That's what it looks like to me.
Darkest Dungeon 2 is coming to Switch on July 15th. I never played Darkest Dungeon. I know people who like it a lot, though, but just haven't really gotten into it.
Yeah, it's a series that it has a lot of fans. I tried the first one, and I saw the appeal. You just know me. I'm a blue skies and gaming kind of guy, so this is too oppressive for me.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is for me. The vibe isn't really my thing. Big Nintendo Switch Online update. So a couple Game Boy Advance games. First, we have Link to the Past, Four Swords. This is the GBA port of Link to the Past that did also come with Four Swords. This is different than Four Swords Adventure. This is a unique game. So the Four Swords aspect here is really neat. I would not want to play this version of Link to the Past when you just have the SNES ROM on your Switch already. But still, why not? And it's fine because we also got Metroid Zero Mission, which is was number one on my NSO list that I wanted.
Yeah,
so we got that.
It's so good. It's one of the best controlling games of all time. Feels great. I love it.
Yep, fantastic remake. That's the cool Zero Suit. So this was when Zero Suit Samus really kind of became a thing, wasn't it? Because we had that kind of surprise epilogue chapter here. And then kind of a new tier for NSO. It's the mature Nintendo 64 games. It's a separate app, and it is debuting with Turok, Dinosaur Hunter, and Perfect Dark. Now, Turok, I'm glad we have it. It's interesting to play the N64 version. There's a very good Night Dive remaster of Turok that you can just buy for Switch. It's probably on sale all the time. If you really want to play Turok, that would be the way to do it. Perfect Dark, though, that's cool. Me, like the Golden Knight Perfect Dark's not exactly my thing, but Perfect Dark, obviously an important game. Obviously a growing concern right now, right? With the new game coming out. Even I'm kind of like, I kind of want to maybe go back and check out Perfect Dark again. It's been a long time. I'm glad we're getting this.
Yeah. I think there's still better better ways to play it. Like I think the Xbox 360 like XBLA game, is that what they did?
Because it came out like with the 360. Because we got Perfect Dark Zero also, or a little bit after that.
Right, something like that. Yeah. Either way, it's like that one has always been pretty decent. But no, I'll play this. We should hop online and play some games. That'd be fun.
I hope that they release enough of these mature N64 games to fill up all the dead space in the app, because it drives me crazy.
It's weird that it's like, well, if you want this one, just take this one and it'll have all the games. So it just has 2 games in there and that's it?
Yeah.
That is weird.
These 2 games. Like, there's a few more that can add. I assume Conquer will be in here eventually, and I don't know what else. But we'll see. Phantom Brave, The Lost Hero. This is coming out 2025. I've never really been into this guy or Phantom Brave very much, but if you like those tactics games, there it is. Oh boy, this was the one that got me, Jeff. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. Didn't expect to ever see this game, let alone at today's Direct. This is a collection of all of the sprite-based Marvel vs. Capcom games, which includes Marvel vs. Capcom 2, one of my favorite games ever. It's going to have rollback, netcode, a bunch of other features. Going to unlock a lot of the secret characters right away. They actually have like a very good official website for this thing out there. You can get all sorts of detail. And they also threw in the Punisher, which is this classic Capcom beat 'em up from when they were just killing it with that stuff after Final Fight. So we just get a port of that, and it's going to have online co-op. Also, I absolutely lost it at this. Just the key art that they made for this is so gorgeous. They seem like they are really taking care with this. These are games that mean a lot to a lot of people. This just absolutely made my day. I'm just glowing looking at this picture again. I am so freaking excited.
Yeah, it was very exciting to be in that moment and read the sentence, because it was like the Nintendo Direct. They're like, the next game, it wants to take you for a ride. I'm like, wait a second.
That's what it was. Because like at first I just saw like the Ryu out. I'm like, what street? There's already a lot of Street Fighter ports.
I think at this point, like I was already going, wait, and then Sean was like vibrating, and I'm like, it is what I think it is. Okay.
Yeah, as soon as I saw it take you for a ride, I was like, what? And like again, it could have just been Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Oh,
That's really all anybody expected and hoped for. the fact that we're getting all those other games, X-Men Children of the Atom, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and the others, that's so awesome too. I'm so happy to go back and play more of those, because for me, it really was Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2 that I got to play most of. It's also coming to Switch and PC, not Xbox, which is a bit of a bummer there. Hopefully that can get rectified for those fans. But I think
it's kind of thing that comes to like Game Pass 3 months later or something like that.
I hope so.
Xbox.
I hope so.
This is one where as soon as I was watching, I'm like, this feels like if I go to like on Twitter and try to find some reactions, it'll be really entertaining. And guess what? It is. Like, people just are losing their mind for this. It was really exciting because of that reason. I do have, you said there were some details. I think I saw Justin Wong wondering what version of Street Fighter versus X-Men is going to be in here. Is it going to be the arcade or Saturn?
Something that some people are wondering. It's not that. It's more about the patch version, because apparently there were some infinite combos you can do with some wall tech. I don't quite understand in one version of the game that people liked, and this version of X-Men vs. Street Fighter might be the one where that's, or probably is the one where that's patched out of. So maybe that's a small bummer. I don't know if that's anything they would change their mind about.
Right.
But that's the granular level of criticism we have at the moment, I believe. And one thing they are adding, because these games have a lot of flashing effects, they're taking the option, they're adding the option to remove those. So that's good, because the games could be kind of rough for people who have problems with flashing lights. So I'm glad we have that also. Man, I played so much Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on Dreamcast. What's funny is, like, I played this game a ton, but mostly just with my brothers or playing against, the arcade mode. And arcades, like in actual arcades sometimes, like, it's going to be a whole new experience for me, really, to play this game online. Even when we had, like, that 360 port, I didn't do a whole ton of that. So I'm very, very excited.
Yep, this is it's very, very cool. So glad this is happening.
And then, I got my wish, so then it was Dan's turn. Super Mario Party Jamboree. This is a new Mario Party game with some new boards and 2 classic boards. Up to 20 players can compete online. This is coming October 17th. Now, so this is in the Super Mario Party line and not the Mario Party Superstars line.
Yeah, is there a distinction there, or is this just like the name?
Well, Super Mario Party was like, it had like a lot of like motion Joy-Con mini games. I think there was some of that stuff here. Like, I definitely do prefer Mario Party Superstars, where it was just, it plays like the N64 games, but we redid the graphics and things like that. Now, I think this still can be a lot of fun, and the idea of 20 players at once can be a whole lot of mayhem. So I am excited, but there's a part of me that would have been a little bit more excited if it was Mario Party Superstars 2 or what have you. But hey, that could be the next thing here. I mean, don't forget though, Super Mario Party sold like over 10 million copies. So
no, it sold like 20 million copies, Mike.
It's insane.
Yep. I think Super Mario Party is at like 20 million, and then Mario Party Superstars is at like 12 or 13 million or something like that.
Incredible. So there's October 17th. There's another fall game for you. So that is exciting. And then another really cool surprise here. Didn't see this coming. The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, a brand new Zelda game in that kind of style of the Link's Awakening remake, coming September 26th. Not long at all. And yeah, you're playing as Zelda in this one, and she has a kind of wand that can magically copy things. So it's like that classic top-down Zelda gameplay, but maybe a bit more puzzle focused this time around. Very excited for this, Jeff.
I think that's such a good idea for this kind of game, where it's like, they made the combat really good, I thought, in Link Between Worlds, but they also kind of like, how much more can they do with that without turning Zelda into like a Hades or something? Like, let's make it a combat specific game. It's like, well, no, it doesn't need to be that. Maybe we can have some other ideas, and having this copy mechanic to be like, here's a million beds, go ahead and solve puzzles with this. That's such a good idea, where they can really get weird with it. So I'm looking forward to it quite a bit.
Right. And I'm excited to see just how far it goes, right?
Yeah.
Like, just how kind of deep these mechanics can get. I mean, there's a fear that maybe it's a little surface level, but I have some faith that this is going to be pretty interesting. And again, we're not going to have to wait long. And I mean, I know, like, this obviously isn't going to tickle people's fancy as much as, like, the next 3D Zelda game. this is a new Zelda game. We got a new Zelda game announced. That's awesome.
Exactly. Very, very, very cool that like we went into this direct with no real sense that this was going to happen. I think Mario and Luigi was still the most like shocking to me. And then that Street Fighter collection, of course, or the Versus collection. But this, it's like we had heard like maybe there would be a remake. But I was like, yeah, we won't get that thing that I really want, which is a new Zelda in the style of Link's Awakening. And that's exactly what we got. So I'm just feeling really lucky at this point in the direct.
Nintendo Switch Lite Hyrule Edition. This is just a really nice looking new version of the Switch Lite coming up September 26th. Man, it looks so nice. I almost want one, but I don't really have any use for a Switch Lite. I have my OLED and that screen's so good I couldn't possibly kind of downgrade. But hey, having a holiday Switch is an important thing. Doing a Zelda one. Zelda Switches always sell very well, I think.
Yes.
And this is a very fetching one. So, smart.
It is so appealing that I probably will end up getting this. I could.
It looks really pretty.
The Switch Lite I did rebuilt here by like fixing all this the buttons on it and stuff like that and the sticks. But it's like while I was doing that, I'm like, it's only $200 to get a new one, and now I'm looking at this and be like, okay, well that's enough for me. I'll get this instead.
Kind of a march of some third-party and offbeat stuff here. Just Dance, Lego Horizon Adventures. Kind of got to see a Horizon game during the direct today. That's funny. Strays coming to Switch. Tales of the Shire. That's that Lord of the Rings farming kind of game. And then Capcom with another really cool surprise for me. Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. This is bundling the two Miles Edgeworth games that came out for the DS originally, including the second one, which had previously only been available in Japan. There was a fan translation, but that was it. That game is getting officially localized. So now every Ace Attorney game is officially available in English, and they're all on Switch. I love that series. That is awesome. I'm very excited to play this one. Miles Edgeworth, such a great character. This is going to be good stuff. Really neat surprise. September 6th. Don't have to wait long again.
So if I wanted to get into this franchise, where do I start, Mike?
I think you should just, get that first collection and play Phoenix Wright 1, but this isn't a bad place. They do kind of stand on their own if you wanted to. Honestly, great Ace Attorney, good place to start. This, good place to start. Phoenix Wright Trilogy, good place to start.
Okay, cool. All right, so kind of can't go wrong. Fantastic.
You kind of can't go wrong. The only one I went through is like the collection of the sort of sequel trilogy. The ones with Phoenix Wright and the Apollo Justice trilogy, I suppose. You wouldn't start on that one.
Okay.
But otherwise, yeah, you can kind of do what you want to.
So, sorry, I just knew I could get it on this Game Boy Advance SP real quick. This Punisher game looks fantastic. It's really cool.
100 Line Last Defense Academies was another kind of anime-looking thing. Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven. I like the Saga games fine. I'm glad that this one is getting a remake. I might check this out. There's a lot of other RPGs that are a little bit higher on my list. I'm not gonna lie. Then we got the one last thing, Jeff. We got the Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. We've been waiting 7 years to see gameplay of this thing, and here it is. And it's funny because I just never really knew what to expect, and so for some reason I'm like surprised that it just looks like Metroid Prime and it looks amazing. I was so happy with this.
Yeah, I think from this trailer, this sign of life, this proof of life trailer, what I was looking for was a sign that it was gonna look like a real big boy new video game, and it nails that for me. I think the art is great. The ship looks great. She looks great. I thought the lighting effect of her coming out of the ship looked really spot on. And then we switch over to gameplay, and it looks like you were on an inhospitable alien world where a war is happening, and that's exactly what the story of the game is, apparently. So I'm like, okay, they are setting the tone. And as I'm watching it, I'm getting the sense that's like, they are setting the tone, and they're not giving us a lot of other stuff. This game's coming out in 2025, and that is when it's coming out. So they have a lot of time to tell us more what's happening here. So them kind of nailing the look and the vibe, that was important. They did that here, and now I'm ready to hear more, but I know that's going to take some time before we get there.
Right. I think that stuff with the war planet might be the intro, because then at the end of the trailer, we see a lush planet that might even be Talon 4 for Metroid Prime. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that could be. You could be escaping
locale.
that war planet. That's true, yes.
Yeah, so, but man, it looks gorgeous. When she jumped out of her ship and it plays that, da, da, it was like very vocalized this time, and just going right to the visor, seeing the morph ball, it all looks fantastic. fantastic. I mean, it is just that Metroid Prime, remaster, they call it. It's a remake, which looks gorgeous. It's like, well, let's just make a new game with that tech. Yes.
Yep.
Please.
And here's the Lush Planet. Yes. Which, that's often how those Metroid games start, where here's something that's happening, and then here's where you're actually going to be. It's not a lot. But this little section here with like the Ikron flying across and the and then just kind of scope
on Pandora.
Yes, and then the giant tree over there. Boy, that looks like a magazine cover right there, like for a video game, like them trying to make it look as good as possible, and it looks really good. So, boy, I'm excited. I was hopeful for this game. I'm glad they showed it off. My dream scenario was, hey, it actually does get announced for this holiday, but it looks so good. It's like, man, okay, whatever. Come to Switch next year and be ready to take advantage of the Switch 2. I am all in favor of that.
Isn't that what the bet really was about? Was the game coming out this holiday?
It wasn't really this holiday. The bet was, is it primarily a Switch 1 game or primarily a Switch 2 game? And if it's cross-gen at launch, you still win the bet.
Right. So, and that's still a question. We still don't know. It's just 2025. I will say, I'm kind of beyond caring at this point.
Oh, yeah, same. Yeah, whatever.
Amazing.
Exactly. Yes, like the issue is behind us.
So freaking good. Yes, it's behind us. But we'll still have fun with that bet. Hey, but you were to be clear, it did morph into, I didn't think it was going to be at the Direct. I had no faith, and you did. So, well done, sir. You called it, and it is I'm so freaking happy.
Yes, me too. And they're presenting it as a Switch 1 game still, whether it's more than that, which at this point, 2025, this game, when the Switch 2 comes out, that'll like really color a lot of this. If the Switch 2 is out early next year, this is 100% probably going to be a cross-gen game. If it is out later next year, who knows how it works? Like you said, that's still up in the air. What's important is like, I liked what I saw. I can't wait for them to tell us more, and then I just can't wait to play it. And in the meantime, there was so many great games in the Direct to play this year, so just a really good showcase across the board.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought we were going to be limping for a while out of here. There were going to be a lot more remasters and stuff that I was going to be okay with. There's a lot more original stuff happening. What do you think this is going to mean for the Switch this year? Do you think that it is going to help it do things like become the best-selling console of all time over the PlayStation 2? Do you think that there is going to be a drought at some point before we get to Switch 2, or do you think we're still going to feel pretty good there until that happens?
I'm feeling pretty good about the Switch. There was the meme of like this is what the Nintendo Direct was, and it was like the Switch being like, call an ambulance, but not for me, and pulling out the gun.
I love that.
That feels very much like what has happened here, where the expectation was we would get a lot of like mercy, pathetic ports that were like, okay, yeah, I guess we'll do this for the Switch in the meantime. We weren't
a lot more Luigi's Mansion 2s.
Exactly. A lot more of that. And we honestly barely got any of the ones people were talking about. I can't even remember what some of them were at this point.
Well, people were thinking, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess is a big one. I would have felt like, I guess now's the time, because I didn't think they were going to have a new Zelda game. And now that I know they do, it's like, well, I guess of course you don't do that. Yep. And I think it's a bummer for a lot of people, and I get it. But you see the logic now. And that Fire Emblem remake, which I think we both are pretty sure exists, that somehow is still just comfortably in the chamber.
And like, every time I've heard about it, it's like, no, it's been done for a year and a half. And that was like 6 months ago. So apparently they got a finished Fire Emblem game sitting around for 2 years now. So, I mean, if they waited this long, why wouldn't they wait a little bit longer if they want to, I guess. Yeah, it's strange that it's as good of a Direct as it was. I think this does help them get across that 155 million.
155 is what PS2's at, yeah.
Right, PS2, like recent, there was like, it's actually at 160 million, says Jim Ryan.
Especially with a new Switch Lite SKU.
Right, so I think we get through this holiday and this thing looks very strong still, and they actually end up making a ton of money from this thing. And people, as antsy as they are for the Switch 2, are still mostly happy to spend money on their Switch. Because that's really what happens is you kind of check out. You get senioritis, and people are like, I like the system, but I just want to wait for the new one. I don't want to be thinking about spending money on this old thing. I think they did a really good job of making this console that is 7-8 years old feel very fresh in terms of its content, and I'm just about as excited for it as I've ever been. Obviously, there were like some great years on the Switch, so it's not like the peak, but it does feel like one of the newer peaks, and not quite the highest it's ever been. But I'm ready and raring to go for this thing.
Even on this podcast, it kind of felt like in like last few months we were like kind of itching to be like, we need to like start like talking about the Switch in the past tense. We need to like
Yeah.
put together our list of our favorite games, what the Switch meant to us. And I was like, no, we can't do that. There's a lot of like important stuff still coming out. That's gotta wait. And I'm super happy to wait. How are you feeling about the Switch 2? You still think March is most likely? March-ish?
Maybe not most likely. It's still like if it was one of those spreadsheets, it would probably still be a very hot spot on the possibility spectrum. But now I'm like leaning towards, boy, why they got all this stuff happening now, and they got some stuff already for the early part of next year, and they're gonna have another direct probably early next year. Set stuff up for then. Obviously, by then they might be talking about the Switch 2, so all that could change. I just wouldn't be surprised if it comes out next holiday. Now is where I'm at.
It still seems a little late to me. Maybe not the most surprising thing.
It seems a little late, yes, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, there was a world where we did think and it seemed like they thought holiday 2024. So, and kind of pushed back once, and it seemed like at least then people were saying that it was the development of the Mario game that was kind of falling behind more than anything else that maybe pushed it. So depending on how that thing is going, we'll see. I still think spring probably makes the most sense. But yeah, it could be fall. It could be fall very easily. Boy, 2025 is shaping up to be a good year for video games. There's a lot of stuff I'm looking forward to this year for sure, but just we're probably gonna get a new Mario game. We're gonna get Metroid and a lot of the stuff that Xbox announced. Monster Hunter Wilds. I am looking forward to next year for sure.
Yeah, same here. It really is stacking up. In the meantime, still a ton of stuff that I'm very happy to be playing right now, and it is strange to go from like, okay, I'll get through Thousand Year Door and I'll probably be all right on Luigi's Mansion, so I'll put down the Switch for a while and being like, well, man, now I'm like some of my most anticipated games for this year are all on the Switch. Obviously, I was already looking forward to a World Championship NES. That was like going to be our thing. But now it's like, I'm going to be playing a new Zelda game here in a couple of months. A Mario and Luigi game a few months after that. It's a very exciting time.
All right, Jeff, why don't we take a little break unless there's anything else you wanted to say about the Direct, but I think we're clearly pretty happy.
Yep, very happy. And I think that does it for the Direct, though. But would love to hear people's thoughts. If anyone wants to send in Super Chats, we'll discuss all of those here after the break, probably.
Speaking of Super Chats, we'll get to those after the break. Yeah.
All right.
I'll go to the bathroom real quick.
Cool.
Okay. You want to set up that thing now?
Yep, doing it now.
There we go.
Let's go to sheets.google.com.
Okay.
All right, now that he's gone, Jeff, you can never let Mike forget that the original bet was that he was convinced Metroid Prime 4 is a Switch 2 exclusive. You can never let him forget.
Okay.
Okay.
On it.
Fucking gaslight that. Oh.
He's slowly moving the goalpost, man.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah. That's weird. Oh, that's
That way one knows.
What do we do in this episode?
We just
Everyone else's favorite Direct moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just got to pull up the thread.
I don't know, man. I should have showed up. Press record.
All right, so that means...
What do you think about the Danganronpa video game? That's not Danganronpa.
It looks very Danganronpa.
I was asking Sean because I know you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he knows you don't care. I'm not thrilled that it seems to be some sort of like tower defense or like other sort of like management game. But I mean, it looks like outside of that, it's like, that team's style and like storytelling and everything. I still gotta play their last game. Fucking Raincoat, the detective one. Oh, that one. That one too.
Yeah, no, but this is not. This is not Spike Chunsoft. It's the people that made Danganronpa in Spike Chunsoft.
Right.
They moved.
Yeah.
They left that studio and now they have their own thing going on for a couple of years now.
Oh, weird.
So they made what's the World's End Club, I think is the name of their.
Yeah, I still have that on my
game.
Switch. I've never played it.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. They also made an anime that's pretty good. It's Akudama Drive. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah, I keep meaning to watch that, but our stuff comes
it's
out.
the same team. Yeah, it's the same people.
Okay, yeah, I've heard it's really good.
Yeah,
no, Jason, I've not recovered. I'm still on cloud 9 from all that. Oh my god, that Direct was incredible. Holy shit! Especially Marvel, obviously, but
yeah,
was
it's Marvel,
amazing.
baby. That's so
Marvel,
Pringles,
baby. Or
your curly mustache.
Yeah.
I hate that you know the phrase, but you didn't know who Jipes was.
I know.
What are you doing?
He knows the video. He knows what matters.
Close enough.
Just say, dude, the chances of that being the retro game at Evo next year are now very, very high.
Oh, God.
Sure. It has to be. Ain't no way it is.
All
it's
right.
Third Strike this year, right?
Right.
Nice.
Well, that'll be fun. I am good to go.
All right.
Let's go,
I got Jason's here ready to read if you need it.
Great. Thank you.
And we're back. Jeff, please read the super chat, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. We are going to start here with, I believe, Big Fresh 37, who says, did you know the final shape is at a 92? I did know that. I saw that. That's I was kind of bummed. I think, what did I pick up? I think I picked up Dawn Trail as my DLC.
That'll do well too, don't worry.
Yes, it would do well,
Yeah,
but
I see.
it got me thinking. It's like, why didn't I think about the final shape as well? And it was probably because like Destiny was not as in such a hot spot at that moment, but I should have realized they were going to have to put everything into it.
Yeah. By all accounts, they needed a win, so I hope that translates into good, numbers for them.
Me
sounds
too.
like they did a good job.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where it's like, even if this does well, maybe things won't turn out great for Bungie. I hope that's not the case. I hope they're able to pull
really
out of this.
good.
Yep.
I'm sorry. It's really good. It's fucking rules.
We are all happy
Campaign
for you,
rules.
Christian.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's happy, so that's good.
Nintenderic writes in to say, 2 Ace Attorney collections in 1 year? Capcom loves us after all. Realistically, is Ace Attorney 7 more, let me see, more likely for 2025 or 2026? I lean to 2026.
It could be late 2025, but I mean, it sure is going to be happening soon, I bet. It's going to be neat to see what that looks like. Big fan of those games. Really happy that Capcom seems fully on board with it now, right? Like there were times where we didn't get some of them, right? And they've rectified that. They just kind of put Phoenix Wright front and forward whenever there's like a collage or something. Or they're just talking about their key franchises. Makes me really happy.
Yeah, I do wonder. It's like, what numbers do those things hit in terms of cost and then profit to like make it make so much sense for them to keep investing in it? And
I mean, they can't be that expensive to make. They're mostly visual novels with a lot of repeated animations, and then they they'll sell like 1 million or 2 copies, right?
Yeah, I think it probably comes down to like Capcom is like pretty set on their big games. So the fact that they do have like, well, we have capacity for some other stuff. What can we do? And it's like, well, this is sitting right here and we can rely on it to do pretty well. That's got to be helpful. Let's see. Ali Miracle writes in, if they had all these in the BAMR waiting, imagine what is next for Nintendo. Yeah, I do think that this portends strong things for Switch 2's launch, right, Mike? If this is what the end of the Switch 1 looks like, what are they getting ready for the Switch 2 launch?
Yeah, and I think a couple things that come to mind: Mario,
of course,
Mario Kart,
of course, yes.
I think that's gonna be some of the big stuff. Then there might be some surprises. There might be weird things like an ARMS 2 or what have you. I don't know. It'll be fun.
Can I tell you how broken I am as a Nintendo fan? That part of me is like, I don't want a lot of games at launch. I want it to be like the N64, where there was like 2 games. That's what a real video game console launch is like. And I'm like, what are you talking about, Jeff? Your dumb brain. George Green says Metroid Prime 4 Beyonce. It's pretty good. Pretty good stuff.
It's funny because I was somebody who's like, I don't know if they're going to keep the 4. And I'm glad they did. I'm glad that it's even like, it's like the next part of that story, like in terms of like the characters we're seeing and whatnot. It's still very, very Metroid Prime. It's cool to see.
Yeah, this is the franchise that sort of straddles that line in terms of being brave enough to do what you want, which is maintain the numbers. It's like they do, but they kind of hide it in the game sometimes, where it's like Super Metroid says Super Metroid 3, right?
3, yeah. Metroid Dread is Metroid 5, like when you start. I do like that, but I do like just having a number. That I do hope we still get Metroid Prime 2 and 3 on some way on Switch, largely just because I want to play them. I am going to play them before I play Metroid Prime 4. And so, like, right now I'm kind of playing chicken, waiting for them to actually get announced before I dig up my Wii U or what have you.
Yeah, I think I have them on my Steam Deck, and I'm like, I should just play them now on there. But yeah, you're right. It's it could still make sense for them to drop those games at any time between now and when the Metroid Prime 4 does come out. And they did have another Metroid game in there, so they probably thought it would be overkill. It'll be like Metroid Zero Mission and Metroid Prime 4 and Metroid Prime 2 and 3. It's like they could shadow drop those later. So
Right. Like I said, there will be a direct probably like in January. And we had Metroid Prime 1 Remaster Shadow drop in a January direct before. So who knows?
I hope so. Let's see here. Phil Cahoe says, felt like the direct was purposely designed to create the best giant bomb / game mess reaction stream. Mario and Luigi, Mario Party, Zelda, MVC Collection, and Metroid Prime 4. Yeah, it really does feel that way.
It was a lot of fun. It was so much fun to watch.
It was great. I'm glad we were able to react to it. It was I'm just very excited about all of those. Oyazumi Mex says, now that Fantasian is free from Apple Arcade jail, we must never let Jeff forget Fantasy Asians. As always, love the show. We don't have to forget. I proudly say that's a good portmanteau. Damn it, you did. Shit.
I almost forgot.
Shit. Thanks a lot, Oyazumi Max.
You asking Emma, she thought that's why it was called that. She was like,
she was very on board with that interpretation.
No, I don't.
My brain is just like hard-coded to see portmanteaus for some reason, and I'm just like, that's fun. Fantasy Asian. Yeah, that's a good name for a game. I want to go to Fantasy Asia. That sounds fantastic. All right. The Axiom says, can't wait for The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Cracks. Yeah, that was a very crack-based game. Absolutely. Jacob Bench says, hey, dogs, this was my dream direct. The Mario and Luigi games were my childhood, and I'm also a Fairy Tail fan. And we found the one. And Fantasian LFG, let's fucking go. Can't wait to try MVC. Oh, yeah, Jacob Bench. Glad to hear that was a good one for you, too.
Yeah, I'm curious, like what a whole new kind of generation of people are going to think of MVC and MVC2 specifically. It is, boy, did it just capture me at the time because it is just so much. It's so
they're gonna be like, this explains every millennial's ADHD. Like this.
Yes,
game.
It is such a visual and audio overload in the best way possible. Like just that character's title screen, right? I still see it in my sleep. So much is going on. It's so big. There's so many weird characters in there. Who's Blackheart? I don't know.
No one knows.
He's here for some reason. It's great. There's 2 Wolverines. Why?
Why not? There should be more.
Bone claws. That's real different. Okay.
Wolverine, definitely the Goku of Marvel, without a doubt. Don Can 94 says, Microsoft and Nintendo had great shows. Hope Sony follows up. Yeah, Sony could easily still have a real deal showcase later this year. They did that last year, right? It wasn't a good one necessarily, but yeah.
Do you think they're so obviously, we're happiest because we like Astrobots so much.
Yeah,
but really all they've really talked about, this summer anyways, is that and Lego Horizon. Do you think they regret not like putting together something bigger for this summer?
This is
now that
Concord Erasure. How dare you?
Yeah, Concord.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, Concord.
Yeah, Concord.
You're right. I was erasing it.
I think they will be like, we were always saving stuff for a showcase. The State of Play was never supposed to be that stuff. So when the next time they have a real showcase, it will have, I think, some of the games people are waiting for. I don't think there is suddenly a deluge that fixes everything that everyone wants for the PS5, which is like, we want it to feel like the PS4 again. That seems like it's unlikely just based on where Sony is at with like putting a lot of money into live service games, and then also the game's just taking longer in general. But they'll feel better soon.
They warned people earlier this year that it was going to kind of be that year for PlayStation, where it's just not exactly firing off on all cylinders in terms of the frequency of releases. Now, you could still be like us, and you're going to get something that is very exciting. But
they get to later this year. If they get to September with a showcase, the showcase could be like, here is the the PS5 Pro, here is more on Astro, and here are 4 games coming between 2025 and 2026 that will justify you getting a PS5 Pro. I could easily see that. So,
yeah, I mean, the one thing they could do is just announce a lot of stuff way too early again,
right.
And then I think they know what that does. It's better to be patient.
Yeah, but they could show off the first little bit of the real stuff of Wolverine. Obviously, we've seen a lot in the leak, but it's like they do something like that. The Venom game, is that still supposed to come out? I suppose that would get announced.
I think yeah. I mean, they didn't announce that, but it will be announced at some point. And then Ghost of Tsushima and some other things obviously are being worked on. So yeah, they're and Naughty Dog's gotta be up to something, right?
Yep. I mean, could take another 5 years, but yep.
It could. It could.
Rogers OG says, happy for all my Metroid bros, but literally all I wanted was Wind Waker. It's my favorite game ever. I'm just bummed out. Yeah, Rogers, it's tough. Once we saw that other Zelda game, it all kind of made sense why we're not seeing it this year. And really, like, what they said is a Zelda project per year. And we have this now this year, Tears of the Kingdom last year. Before that, it was Skyward Sword. Before that, was it Link's Awakening?
Yeah, I think so.
So it's like they're saving this for the rainy day, and for the Zelda franchise, it just hasn't come. It seems like it's a bummer. I wish they should just put it out because we would buy both. It would just be more money. But for some reason, that's not how Nintendo thinks at the moment. So
it's going to happen, right? I mean, I don't know if it's in a matter of like a year or a couple years. At some point on a console called Switch or Switch 2,
yeah.
You'll be able to play Wind Waker.
Yeah, and I think that that'll give them enough space from the Wii U releases to like sort of rethink how they're going to introduce them again. Because, yeah, they did all that new stuff. What really makes this a bummer?
Age of Calamity. I forgot about Age of Calamity. That was one of those.
That's right. That is one of the Zelda things. Exactly. So it is a little bit of a bummer because they just put out they announced Donkey Kong Country 3 HD, or Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. And that is just that 3DS game turned to HD. I suppose that's an upgrade. They would count that as an upgrade. And maybe they're like, well, these Zelda games, we did everything we were going to do to them for the Wii U releases. We're not going to do new stuff. We're just going to put them out again. And maybe that makes them a little gun shy, but it shouldn't, because clearly more people have a Switch, and that's the whole reason we want it.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if because at least on like my timeline of places, like the one thing I still see people get the most worked up about before we direct is Wind Waker, and it's kind of an easy ask. Just, let's not hold on to that forever. Let's pull that trigger for people, especially since a couple of knucklehead YouTubers may have gotten everyone riled up about it that one time.
Yeah, I hate those kinds of YouTubers. Those are the worst kinds.
Bad YouTubers.
The Uncharted Wolf says, why do you all think remasters are asked for more than ever nowadays? I'm a bit younger, so I don't know if remasters were heavily asked for during the PS2/PS3 era. Yeah, part of it is we're getting older and we want to recapture those games that we liked when we were younger, obviously. But I think it's also just like, we get that making brand new games in some of these franchises is a lot. In the meantime, can we please just get this, one, so I can play it again in a new way, and that'd be nice, and two, so I can yell at my friends to play it. I think it just like serves some of those nostalgic desires.
Yeah, it's, some of it is just, I think we all have a little bit of expectation that these libraries that we're building now have a bit more permanence to them. So it's like, okay, well, it's not just that I'm getting, the 1,000-year door on my Switch. I expect to kind of have that in my library going to Switch 2, maybe going into Switch 3, and things like that. So it's almost kind of about like just getting all of my favorites off of the old ecosystem and into the new one.
Yeah. And E. Vanderhall says for Zelda, it's like, when we think about it, like they have a lot of these Zelda properties and projects coming out, but they are probably looking at a huge gap between Tears of the Kingdom and the next big Zelda.
Yeah.
So why not just save this for Switch 2 at this point and put it out?
There will be an empty year somewhere.
There will be one eventually, yes. All right, let's see here. We are on Levicon, who says, I love Metroid Prime Remastered, and I am pumped for Prime 4. My only thing about the trailer that has me slightly worried is the combat. It doesn't look bad, but it looks spongy. Am I tripping? I don't know if you can glean too much from the combat based on that, because as Mike said, that first section of combat does look like you are on the introductory world where you are only going to have a certain set of abilities. And as you unlock more stuff in a Metroid game, it really is going to change the combat. So I would expect that to not be the way the final game feels for the most part.
Yeah.
Chrono Rig joined up for 26 months as a member of the Lincoln tier and said, hey, dogs, really love this direct. I've been watching so many of my favorite streamers' reactions. Yeah, I think that's how you know it's a good direct, when you want to go see how people reacted. And I definitely had that same urge for some of those announcements.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chris Pratt writes in.
Oh, boy.
Chris-san says, so glad Miyamoto-chan announced the Mario movie date. So sad I wasn't able to announce this in the direct. Was too busy stomping Goopas in Mario Arcade. Shout out to you, Chris. You're always in that laundromat stomping Goopas.
That sure is.
That did get announced April of 2026, was it?
Something like that. Yeah, it's far enough away that's not a going concern of mine at the moment.
Exactly. I did not register it in my brain because it was so far out. I was like, well, at least my kids will still be pretty young, but who knows if they'll still like Mario by then the way they're going. Now they're like, a couple months ago, Mike, they were like, the only thing we like about Bluey is watching these videos where he gets run over by a car, and now Bluey's all they want to watch. Yeah. My kids are very cool and edgy.
Incredible.
Yeah, but now they're like, no, we want to watch the shoot Bluey constantly. I'm like, okay, I love this show too, but I never thought this would happen, but here we are.
Good.
L. Grug says, who are you guys going to piss off in the comments today? I hope it's the Funko Pop fans. They deserve to be angry. Keep up the good work, guys.
Yeah, it might be Fairytale fans, or we did kind of skip over that game by the Danganronpa people. Sorry.
Well, those aren't real people, fans of that
game.
I was losing my mind on the last video where people were calling us PlayStation fanboys or something because we're excited for Astrobot. And we were also excited for the Xbox showcase, but just mentioned, hey, I didn't forget about them closing those studios and being in a rough spot and kind of, pulling some emergency levers like releasing games on PlayStation. They obviously just aren't in the all clear because they had a good parade of commercials. Yep. I liked them. I'm excited, but it's not just like Xbox One again. Let's be reasonable.
Yep. But we should be kicked out of the industry, Mike. That's is what I feel about it.
Kicked out of the industry. If there's any justice in the world, kicked out of the, such hyperbole should be beyond my contempt, and yet it is.
Yep. Chris Pratt is back with, I believe it.
Thank God.
I believe his Instagram bio where he says, God first, grateful to be here. Mario movie 2 coming April 2026. Hell yeah, Chris.
Garfield, but I like it. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, very, very good. My kids do want to see Garfield too, so there you go.
Well, of course. Good.
Chris, could you just send me a screener? Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. Yeah. The Bulletproof Moon says, Echoes of Wisdom, any percentage, bed only run. That game does look like it's going to be getting some wild stuff for speedrunners.
I wonder what that's going to look like.
I wonder how you can really break it with that copy mechanic. It'll be. You
think you're going to be able to place this one in the Zelda timeline?
Oh, that's all I care about, Mike. It's all I'm thinking about.
I just love, again, that at one point Nintendo was like, we suddenly do care about this, and here it is, listed officially, and then the very next game, you're like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, of course, because it was like, you dumb bitches, we were just trying to sell you a book. You fucking bought it, hook, line, and sinker. The oldest trick in the book, you fell for it.
They're doing that. They're doing that meme of Christian Bale laughing. They're like, Link fails timeline.
Oh boy! Shout out to the Hyrule Historia, absolutely.
A wild thing that happened.
Pretty Dude says Metroid Prime 4 looks a lot like Halo 4 aesthetically to me. We've come full circle, funnily enough. This is a compliment, by the way. I remember seeing Halo 4 and being like, this looks like Metroid, so that makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah, I totally see that. Neat.
Matt Rare Monkey says having Marvel here is because of Johnny V and Drake, right? I wouldn't be surprised if both were involved.
That
definitely required some heavy lifting from people involved on both sides of Capcom and Disney, and maybe Nintendo a little bit. Sure.
Yeah, and I wonder if it is just this, or if this is going to lead to more things. I don't know if that necessarily means New versus Capcom, or maybe it means Marvel guest characters in Street Fighter 6, but hopefully there's something else happening. Be fun.
Yeah, at the very least, it's more promising than it's been in the last couple of years.
Yes, absolutely.
Lentil Illness says, love the energy during the Direct today. This only makes the case for back compat on Switch 2 even stronger, right? They can't close a generation this strong and not let us carry over the titles. Yeah, I think so. My expectation is they will have a way to explain all of that here once they announce the Switch 2. I think they announced the Switch 2 with a teaser, and then the first time they talk about it, within the first 3 minutes, they talk about, and here's how you can play your original Switch games, and here's how that works. So, yeah. MDY Mitty says, if Zelda uses tables for her attacks now, does that make her one of the Dudley boys?
I think Zelda, get the tables.
I did see an image of Zelda standing behind a table and throwing someone through it in the middle of the WWE ring, and I thought that was a pretty good one. Last one here. Cute Brute says, I'm guessing that Wind Waker Twilight Princess HD will be a cross-gen game for Switch in 2026. 2026 is the 20th anniversary for Twilight Princess. Yeah, I mean, If depending on the backward compatibility works, yeah, they could just put that on Switch and be like, and play it on your Switch too if you want.
I mean, there's a lot of games that I think the Marvel's Capcom Fighting Collection that's coming to PS4.
Right, it's not even a PS5 SKU at all. Which why would it be? Yeah. Like, that's going to get you the most players. So makes sense. I
imagine there will be a lot of quote unquote Switch 2 games that are like that, assuming this backwards compatibility thing's figured out. We did get a super chat from Jason Finelli. Jason said, "Marvel versus goddamn Capcom."
We did it, everybody.
We did it.
Where's Marvel? It's right here.
You say the word versus, and I just think about Marvel versus Capcom. I think that's why everyone else had to start using the X or the cross, because versus is spoken for now.
Honestly, they might have a trademark on it, which is why people had to use the cross. Like,
hell yeah.
Dan the Brad says they have to find a way to stop that the Saga guy. They make more of them than Final Fantasy, and it's a crime. Why does this keep happening? Yeah, I think
those games are pretty cheap to make.
Yeah, seems like. That's fair enough. Good for them. All right, Mike, that does it for the Super Chats for now. Thank you, everybody, for writing in. That was great.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. If you still want to send a Super Chat, we will read it before the end of the show. We're going to take another break. We're going to come back. We asked our community over on Discord what their favorite part of the Direct was. We're going to go through that. Then we're going to talk a little bit about what we've been playing. So we'll be right back, everyone.
Break.
All right, we're on break, and we'll be right back. I think everybody, we can get back into it whenever you're ready, Mike. I don't know if you're good.
You ready to do the Discord thingy?
I got it up and ready to go. Did that during the last break.
Do you just want to? You good reading these since you have to scroll through them?
Sure, yeah. Just help me identify some of them if I don't know.
Let me open it up.
Sure.
Podcast thread.
There it is. I got it. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, we can do. I'll read them. You just follow along.
Okay, gotcha. Bring us back in whenever you are ready.
And we are back. Jeff, we asked our Discord community what their favorite part of the Direct was. And we are starting with Darachi here, who posts, again, some gorgeous key art.
Really good looking.
Now the Dragon Quest Trilogy HD 2D remake. In the front there, you've got the hero from 3, then the hero from 1. I love the design of the characters from 2 because they kind of remind me of Nausicaa in a way.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, the helmets and everything. Oof. It is pretty. Very excited for this.
I watched Nausicaa again for the first time in a long time.
So good.
Like about a month ago, and it is fantastic. Man, I loved it so much more than I was expecting to. I was like, I think the first time I watched it, I was like coming off of Princess Mononoke, and it's like, man, I was wanting that again, and it's like, this is close, but not quite as good, and like, actually, maybe it's better. It's really good.
It's very, very good. And then next up we have Gay Mess Eden, who says, "It's Marvel, baby.
It's Marvel, baby.
It's Marvel." I saw some people like, man, why not announce this at Evo? And maybe that like reaction from the Evo crowd would have been insane. But like all those people are going to find out anyways. This is a chance to tell a lot of these people who are watching a Nintendo Direct about this who maybe wouldn't have known otherwise. So I think it was maybe a smart place to do the announcement.
Smart place, definitely.
B has Metroid Prime 4. Man, Samus always looks good. Like, I like her dread suit a lot, but boy, does the Metroid Prime Samus model just hit differently. Gosh, it looks so good.
I think this base model with the shoulder pads and everything, like this is the first suit, because she loses that in Metroid Prime, right?
It's the Varia. Yeah, then you lose the Varia, and then you don't have the circle shoulder pads, which is basically what it is that I love about it. I don't know why I love those bulbous shoulder pads, but they look awesome.
Varia, they were trying to say barrier. You know that?
Yes, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Did you know that that Pac-Man was Puck-Man, but they were worried about the F?
The fuck man, yeah, totally.
Yeah, and then Doki Doki Panic. Jamie H1224 also has that incredible Samus model. Good look at the visor.
Did you know that when Aragorn kicked that visor, he broke his toe?
Wow. I love how her new ship more than ever just looks like her helmet.
Yes, definitely. Honestly, this was the moment for me of the show. This reflection of the villain in the visor. I was just like, oh god, they know how to make Samus look cool. They know how to like use this technology to like really tell the story. It just is so badass. She's not talking here. She's not like making some speech. She's just staring at the bad guy, and it's so fucking badass. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I hope because 3 Corruption like had a decent amount of talking, at least more so than the other ones. I hope we don't even have that amount of talking, right?
Yep.
I hope it's still just...
No, I think the right amount of talking was in Metroid Dread, where she had one, maybe 2 lines, and then fucking turned into a monster and killed everybody. It ruled.
Bet JC has a couple. First is Mario and Luigi Brothership. With this box art that I'm seeing for the first time is now giving me my first mild concern. Well, it's just, we once again have like the tag-along OC who's going to do all the talking for us thing that a lot of these games have. And I mean, at least this one is a plug. That's a trope in a lot of Mario games. Like Mario Rabbids does it. Most of the Mario Luigis do it. It's just never my favorite thing. I think the first Paper Mario did it. There's some little star guy who followed you around or something. But whatever.
Yep. I really will just come down to execution on that stuff.
Yep. Then also Fantasian, Neo Dimension. Yep. Coming off of Apple Arcade. Excited. Casuals got the meme from Divorced where Adam Driver looks like Link from Wind Waker. Every day I wake up and no Wind Waker on Switch and then punches the wall with those little dust
with
clouds.
the dust clouds. Oh, the Wind Waker dust clouds. That's great.
Yeah, Sly Cooper Wolf 5's got to The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. That diorama look, I think, works really well for this kind of Zelda-focused game. This is, obviously not counting Wand of Gamelon, this is the first game actually starring Zelda, right?
Yep.
We didn't get Tetris Trackers over here either, I believe. So
that's right. I do love that for Zelda games they always do this look of the character looking over the vista while standing on a hill. Obviously, that was a big thing with Breath of the Wild, sort of mimicking the original Legend of Zelda. I'm glad that's just a thing this series does now because it always looks so cool.
Dr. Ryan has Super Mario Party Jamboree. Yeah,
no, that's actually the only incorrect answer we've had so far, Dr. Ryan. I'm sorry.
Doobie Crossing's got Donkey Kong Country returns again. It is, it is interesting. No original Donkey Kong game on the Switch as of yet. Again, we kind of know why. There were some false starts there. Teams have been busy, but you do wonder if we're going to get a new Donkey Kong Country or some other Donkey Kong thing at some point in the next few years.
Do you think this happened because of the movie? Because Donkey Kong was a big character in that very popular movie, and they saw Mario doing way better after that movie. Then they're like, maybe we could do that with Donkey Kong too. I get that sense. Maybe it's
a bit of what I'm talking about. It's like, man, we don't have anything Donkey Kong really
clearly,
cooking.
And I wish they did. Yeah.
Yeah, and we already brought over Tropical Freeze. I guess the next best thing we can do is bring this over, and it is a good game. Why not? Yeah, I think that's kind of how that happened. Slane has the Ace Attorney Investigations collection. Look at all these fuckers in this montage here. Just a fun group of cool dudes and gals. Miles Edgeworth in the middle putting on his coat. Is Miles Edgeworth the coolest guy ever to have that frilly neck thing? I don't even know
Jerry
what you call
Seinfeld,
that.
number 1, but yeah, number 2 at Miles Edgeworth.
No,
yeah.
we canceled him.
Okay, never mind. But number 1 puffy shirt wearer is Edgeworth.
I don't want to be a pirate.
I don't want to be canceled.
Well, Davis has us at Giant Bomb reacting to Metroid Prime 4. Oh, I like how many of us have our hands to our faces, like we're swooning.
I was about to pass out. Oh, honey, give me a fan.
George Green Thumbs has that Metroid Prime 4 Beyond logo, which is very sharp. I like that purple.
Look at this, like sort of like folding in on this. This object in the background. It's very cool.
I just always love the aesthetics of Metroid Prime. It is something very kind of special and unique, and it really got captured here. I'll tell you what, I am so glad we are getting this version from Retro than whatever that like original team was up to. I don't want to
100%.
Right?
That was the right call.
Cass Buckaroo's got Echoes of Wisdom, the new Zelda game. I do love how much the key art for this one is mimicking the key art from that Link's Awakening remake. But we don't know this is Grezzo, but it's Grezzo. Right?
Yeah, I mean, why would they have another team doing this when they have a team that's already familiar with this, using basically what looks like the same exact engine? So yeah, I'm very happy that this is the direction they took. It's what I wanted.
Here's another screen cap of the Giant Bomb react from Mario and Luigi, and you and Dan look very excited.
I could not believe that they did this. This were rules. God, I'm going to watch this trailer again like 4 more times tonight.
Yeah, I was absolutely shocked, and that trailer looks very good. It's going to be a fun time. Chris 2K has the opening text crawl here. Cosmic Year 20XD9 Galactic Federation. As soon as I saw the word cosmic in that file, I was like, oh my god, it actually is Metroid.
Yes, me too. But then I saw some fun memes that were like Cosmic Year 20X9, and it was like Samus and Star Fox sitting there, and then it was like Galactic Federation and it was like Star Fox getting kicked out. It's like, okay, it's Samus. It's like I like that. That's funny. But yes, it was like clearly this is Metroid.
Boomer's cat is typing as Just Dance. It's funny that we even have to show Just Dance still, but whatever.
Right, and that one feels like, yeah, we both benefit from this. This thing sells better on Nintendo consoles than anywhere else. So yeah, let's make our money.
Joyzy's got you play as Zelda. I just noticed in this little GIF here, they even have like one of those classic Link's Awakening 2D sections is still here and stuff like that. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Vision 49 also has echoes of wisdom. I like that subtitle. It's good. I'm glad they worked in wisdom. Obviously, wisdom is her Triforce piece. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I hope that it like is not just the Link's Awakening engine and art style. I hope that they could try to capture that same energy of, yeah, you'll be talking to a lot of these characters and it's weird and strange and there's like a story happening and a trading mini game. I hope they kind of go for a lot of that same stuff.
Alex says, great show, but then has the Twilight Princess logo with the scratched out here. Do you think when we get Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, do you think it is a bundle or you think they're going to separate those?
At this point, no idea. I for a long time it was, you know, it's going to be a bundle, both those games together. And it's because they already put them out once as remasters and not going to do more work. So that just makes sense. At this point, who knows? Maybe they'll find some other way to upgrade them again and charge different price for them.
Empanada Eater's got Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. We got a fun gif here of The Rock checking his pulse, just feeling alive. That's definitely kind of how I felt all day. Just a good day to be alive.
Yep.
And then Taniel here says, last chance for Fire Emblem 4 remake on the Switch before the successor comes out. Let's go. And then it's a Fire Emblem character putting on makeup. That is the most surprising thing to me, I think, is that we didn't see that Fire Emblem remake.
Yep. Thinking, hey, it's been done for so long. It has to be here, is what I was thinking.
Well, so I mean, look, Nintendo will still probably announce like one or two more things for maybe even this year, just kind of randomly throughout the year.
You're right.
And some other show or nothing else. Like that game could even still come out
You're
this
right.
year.
We are
maybe.
only in June. You are not wrong. There could be games announced for December. You're right.
Adam JC's got Perfect Dark. That is neat. I am kind of glad to see that. For some reason, I'm more excited to see this than GoldenEye come to NSO.
Sure. I'm Perfect Dark is really good.
Matt, a rare immortal of Avium's got Maximilian reacting to the Marvel versus Capcom collection. I did like this. I've gotten to meet Matt a couple of times at Summer Game Fest and at the Elden Ring thing before. He's a nice guy. He makes great fighting game content. And he also like gives back to the community in fun ways by funding things like that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite modding thing and putting a bounty out for that Akuma mod in Resident Evil 2. So Matt just seems like a great dude, and he was freaking out. He had like a whole social media campaign once upon a time to like bring back Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So this means, did I say Matt?
You said Matt. We were all gonna let it go. Except for Sean.
I call a lot of people Matt by accident, apparently.
There's only two names, yours and Matt.
Yeah, there's only so many names. I wonder if he intentionally was wearing a Marvel vs. Capcom t-shirt for this, if he intentionally knew something, or if that's just coincidence. Yeah, he's very excited. It was cool to see. Wiesman, it's from our reaction. It is that deluxe set for the NES World Championship.
The pre-orders are available now. Deluxe. Yeah, we try, of course. Yeah, we already pre-ordered that. I cannot wait for this.
It'll be fun.
It's going to rule. Fun. It's going to rule.
Jackie G's got a picture of a table. That must be Zelda's table. Boper Mario's got the mature 17 plus version of Nintendo 64 on Nintendo Switch Online.
Just incredible stuff. Just an incredible look that they did here, where it's just a big black bar that says mature 17 plus below it. Man.
Yeah.
Nintendo loves the ESRB. They just love it.
They do, right? Like, God. T-Buddy OG's got another picture from Giant Bomb's reaction, and boy, Sean, look at the glee on Sean's face. I'm like actually losing my mind, but Sean is just in nirvana.
Yeah, just enraptured. Yes, just completely going to nirvana. You're right. And I think
Tommy Pencils.
There it is.
My pencil says, I think you should leave. Meme here. What is her job? Table.
Yes. That rules.
Adam Juice has just the new character model for Zelda. I do love this character model. It's very cute. I love the hood. We're going to be seeing some cosplays of that. It's going to be great.
Yep. Very exciting.
Mex has Mario and Luigi, which, yeah, again, just it looks good in screenshots. Man. Again, I just didn't think we were going to get this series anymore. I think we both thought, like, well, they have Paper Mario. Maybe they're going to even do more stuff with Mario RPG now. But no, I'm glad
and
it's
if we
still
did,
here.
I was not expecting them to go all out like it seems like they're going. Like, this feels like a real deal big video game. Not like, oh, we'll kind of do this as a small follow-up.
It's their November game.
Yeah, it's their big game for the holidays. That is very cool.
Resident Evil Cryoris says who written over the that Hunter.
Right.
That's from Metroid Prime Hunters, who is now the villain of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which I just love that too. I'm like, do I need to go play Metroid Prime Hunters again? I love that I have to think that out loud. That's fantastic. Input name here. It's got a screen gab from. Oh, input name here. On Fantasy Critic picked up unannounced Donkey Kong platforming game.
Oh, that's incredible.
It is until you remember it's coming out in January.
Oh, that's right. Oh no.
Oh no, input. Man, I might remind me to do some bidding after this. I'm set on the Giant Bomb League. It's our league I'm a little worried about. Nick has the Funko fucking game. There's He-Man. There's fucking He-Man.
Oh, is that what that is? It looks like a walking pumpkin.
He's holding up the sword. The power. He has the power.
Yeah, I guess something. All right.
My only exposure to He-Man was when Cartoon Network did a revival in 2004 that nobody watched but me. I thought it was okay.
My little brother was very into He-Man, and I had no problem against it. I was just like, well, this ain't no Ghostbusters.
Paper Zoob, the 6 p.m. Pacific door. It's got oops all bangers, but it's a picture of Concord. That's funny. Haas has Dragon Quest 1+2 HD 2D remake. Now, this is how they presented this logo, and I wonder if it means that these two specifically are getting packaged together, or it's just their way of announcing both of them. It seems like they're getting packaged together, which is kind of, I will say those two games together probably are about the same size and maybe even still smaller than Dragon Quest 3. So I think that would actually make sense.
I think that's there's a reason they are presenting it like this. They know what they're doing.
Always Be Clothing Corgi has the mature 17 plus version of the Nintendo 64 app with the they censored the penis on this one. The Nintendo 64 controller penis. Mr. Bowler with that Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations key art. Capcom is so good at key art. Look at this shit.
Yeah,
God, it's nice.
Yeah, that's really good.
Tank with the Punisher beat 'em up again. I'm excited for this. I hope we still get a beat 'em up collection, even because there's some other things like Cadillac and Dinosaurs that I would like to get. Of course, everybody is always very concerned about Cadillac and Dinosaurs.
My children ask about it constantly, and I don't know what to tell them anymore.
This Punisher beat 'em up is fun. I played it at Galloping Ghost when we were there. You can be player 2 is Nick Fury. You get guns and stuff. I'm very happy we are getting this. Again, they did not have to throw that in there. I'm so glad they did. God, Riz Racer with just this screenshot of Metroid Prime 4, gameplay through the helmet. Look at this.
It looks great.
It looks fantastic. It just looks so Metroid Prime while still obviously doing something new. It looks so freaking pretty and colorful and interesting and atmospheric. God, I'm so happy we're getting this.
Yep. I mean, and it's so much going on in one image where she's coming in out of the rocky area and into what looks like a spaceport, and there's a ship in the sky, and there's a star in the sky, and maybe a planet and clouds, and just so much stuff going on. It looks fantastic.
Ed has that game from the Danganronpa people. When our Danganronpa knowledge is still a bit lacking, I believe, Jeff.
Yeah, no one knows about that game.
No one knows what's going on. Who could say? Brett Fish has a great pick from the Miles Edgeworth games. Edgeworth is such a good character. He's such great. He's a bit of a Vegeta because he's your rival in the first one.
Okay,
and,
that makes sense now. Okay.
I think he's my favorite Vegeta, actually.
Oh,
even
wow.
more so than Vegeta. I think
you're my favorite Vegeta.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Ali Miracle is that guy who cosplays as the Marvel versus Capcom 2 character select screen. It's just the best character select screen we have ever had. Oh, this is an incredible screen, Cap.
Yeah, I'll show it off. Hang on.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then Bacalar in the middle. Perfect.
I'm sorry, our listeners, but you might want to. This is a good picture of just us losing our minds. And then Bacalar's like, "What's this?" They seem happy. A Sledgehammer Reinhold has a screech that says "dummy behavior." What is this from? Is this from?
That's from NBC, the training mode.
Right. How the dummy behaves. Okay.
Thought they were questioning my gameplay. Warden Cliff's got that Nintendo Switch Lite Hyrule Edition, which again, it's a very nice looking console. Man, the my 3DS XL is still that Majora's Mask one that they released. It's so good. That's such a good console. Yep.
And that was like my 5th 3DS or something like that. Yeah.
Tashi's got Mario Luigi Brothership. Again, just a fantastic. I like how we even still have that thing with the logo where you have their silhouettes in there. Oof. I love this weird ship made out of the Earth.
Earth ship. Yeah, it's made out of Earth and Brothers.
Yeah, Spaceship Earth. Big Tony, the Final Fantasy guy, has got Dragon Quest 3.
Oh, okay.
God, that art is just so freaking good. I'm gonna play the shit out of that. TTKA Graven. It's got some SpongeBob memes here, where it's a new Legend of Zelda, Mario and Luigi Returns, Marvel vs. Capcom, Metroid Prime 4. He just gets more and more powerful. G-Man Sir's got a picture here that's has Luigi looking a lot like Shrek.
There's no difference. They're exactly the same.
Shiamiro also excited for Mario and Luigi. Weed Hater just wrote the words "busty anime girls" and MS Paint.
Oh yeah, there were some of those.
There were, yeah. Was that the farm game that was wild with that, or something else?
Maybe, I don't know.
Farmagia. Disaster B. Leia has Fantasian Neo Dimension. This is one that was rumored, and again, just happy to see it. Bikes and Brews has got the Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. There's Zelda and her little crystal thing. It is funny because like there was a little bit, even early on, I was like, I think this is a new game, but it's like maybe this is a Link to the Past remake, which is just the last thing I need, really. I love Link to the Past. It's fine the way it is. So God, we're getting something new. Then Awonkus has Edgeworth. I believe I figured out what the murderer was after. Yeah. It is those investigation games are a bit different than the other ones because they aren't really courtroom based. It is
interesting.
At least that first one was pretty much all crime scene stuff going on.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Yep. Beef Hammer's got Stray. I don't believe you. Octa, as we're putting on, it's kind of just as this bitch. I love it. Days in Man 2 with the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. Again, so it's neat that they're using that arcade classics kind of logo or framing for this. They used it before, and it's like, man, there might be more. Like maybe we are going to get the Capcom versus SNK games also. That would make me super happy.
Yep. SNK feels it seems like SNK is very willing to do that because we had characters in Street Fighter 6.
Exactly. I think that all of that is leading to something like that 100%.
Well, I'm sure they're playing ball. Like obviously it's not announced yet, but if we have SNK character in Street Fighter 6, I'm sure Capcom is going to return the favor and let the new Fatal Fury have a Street Fighter character or two, which is going to do more for them than having the SNK characters and Capcom is going to do for them. So, yeah, I think they'll be happy. Lenny, Astro Dick, Denver, like look at all the games in that Marvel vs. Capcom collection. X-Men, Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Capcom Clash of Superheroes, Marvel versus Capcom 2, a new Age of Heroes, Jeff. The new Age of Heroes is finally here.
It's here?
It's here, and the Punisher.
Wow, I can't believe we survived the last Age of Heroes to get to this new Age of Heroes.
We did it. Gigantes 42 has Super Mario Party, what's the subtitle on that one again? I forget.
Beyond.
Is this all the playable characters? Because there's like a lot of just kind of Bowser minions you can seemingly select in this game.
It's got 20 players, so I'm betting there's a lot of characters to choose
from. Maybe there's just board pieces actually on the bottom, right? Because Bowser, that's what Bowser and Bowser Jr. usually are.
Right.
I mean, we just need to play as Daisy anyway, so who cares?
Right.
MIDI has that was a first look at Metroid Prime 4 Beyond after a very long time. That's a quote from the thing. And it sure is. Oh my God, there's a GIF of Sean and I realizing what's happening with Marvel vs. Capcom. It's incredible seeing the moment when we realize what's going on. I'm like looking between my two screens, like, because
oh my God, Sean goes Super Saiyan.
Sean goes Super Saiyan. I'm like looking at the one screen and looking back at Sean because he's calling my name. Like, what's going on? What's going on? What a happy memory! It's like if I have to fly in Peter Pan with the pixie dust, right? This is what I'm gonna remember.
Yeah, happy thought, happy place. Yeah, 100%. Boy, that's fun. You guys need leaf blowers in your house.
Yeah. Good stuff. Thank you, everybody. Jets, do we need another break or want to move on?
Hey, Christian, do we need another break?
Yeah, give me one extra break. It's a long episode today, so.
All
right, there it is.
All right, that's the break, I guess. And we're back.
Getting a new drink.
Nice.
Never mind then.
All right. Yeah, man. So.
It's my baby.
Let's see. Let me take a look at these release dates. I wonder if GameSpot's got a pretty good calendar these days. 2024.
Are you plotting?
I'm like trying to figure out how I'm gonna play all these games. This is where I'm at. That's all.
Oh, that's the neat thing. You're not.
Yeah. So.
What Richter said?
God, I gotta finish 1,000-Year Door so I can play fucking Shadow of the fucking Erd Tree. Like that is gonna take all my life. And I got Banana Rumble. I could be playing that.
Oh.
I gotta get caught up on FF14 before fucking Dawn Trail comes out here in 2 weeks. I was like, what the hell do you mean
done.
2 weeks?
So I'm already done with that shit. I've been done for like 3 months already.
EA
the
Sports College Football.
Grubb, I was like, I'm gonna do that. Because I knew I didn't want to like run around last minute.
Yeah.
All right.
See, that was smart.
July is gonna be the month where I'm gonna catch up on some stuff and get some stuff out of the way because
have it live you.
I'll play.
Yeah, sure.
I'll play EA Sports College. Yeah, just trust me for now. EA Sports College Football's out. Yeah, what's up?
I was supposed to say we're taking a break, so I apologize.
Whatever. The ad will start. They'll know we're on break.
Right. Yeah. But I'm ready now.
I'll probably, unless Path of the Goddess like rules, I'll probably skip that. So yeah,
sure.
July looks like a time
seemed
to catch
fun, but
stuff.
I'm not sure how mandatory it's gonna be.
All right, Mike, you can bring us back whenever you need to.
Yeah, whenever you want to, baby. Let's do this.
And we are back. Jeff, literally moments before starting the podcast tonight, I beat the 1,000-Year Door.
Yay! All right, good deal. I am making more headway in that game. Very happy to continue playing it, but you seem to be enjoying yourself.
I enjoyed it even more than the Mario RPG remake.
Fantastic.
And
yes.
I love the Mario RPG remake. I love Mario RPG. But, playing the remake, this game is still great. It's a little easier, a little shorter than I remember. Maybe that's some of the changes they made here, blah, blah, blah. Still really, really love it. 1,000-Year Door, I was like, this is better than I remember. This is just hitting like crazy. The writing is so fun. The kind of like last stretch of it is great. The final boss, actually a pretty good challenge. I even died once on it.
Wow,
There's
weird.
a lot of JRPGs where I don't die on the final boss. Yeah. So I was like, actually kind of like going at it there. Just made me super, super happy. Really impressed with that. What a delightful time. I think it's my favorite of all the Mario RPGs now is this 1,000-Year Door remake. Originally a great game and fantastic work on this remake.
Yeah, and you've always been a pretty big fan of it, right? So I'm not surprised to hear that. It is definitely climbing up the charts for me. I've tried the game a bunch of times, got several hours in multiple times. I am now the furthest I've ever been by a long shot and really enjoying myself. And it's like, I totally get it. I see what everyone likes about this. It's just a fun game. I really do love looking at it. And then every time I meet a new character, it's like, man, this is so great. They're so funny. All the writing here is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think the pacing is like, it's just because there's so much game that the pace can feel off. But I'm always like, actually, that section went by pretty breezily, and I'm out of it again. And now I'm going to be meeting a whole new cast of characters in a whole new place. And that is exciting in its own way. So it's like, I actually kind of handles that stuff really well. So the further I get into it, the more I'm like, this is a better paced game than I realize. And I'm just crushing with it. It is so much fun.
Yeah, I think the episodic nature of it is fun, right?
Yes.
That it is kind of like a bunch of these stories with these new characters, and you kind of have your favorites. Like I think you're doing that sort of tropical island one. You have that dipshit captain character,
Flavio, Flavio.
He's fantastic.
He's great. Yes,
I love him. You get a great partner. The partners are so good,
all good.
In this game. Like there's some big highlights, like the baby Yoshi, the feisty baby Yoshi that I named Mitch. I love. Vivian was my go-to. In this game, I use Vivian the most, just super useful with that ability to kind of hide you and protect you from a big swing of damage, but also has a good AoE attack and can burn enemies, and just a very fun character. Again, I was just I love this game back then, but it's been a while, so just to play again, I was like, man, even better than I remember. I was super happy with this.
Yep. So I'll finish that here probably this weekend. Put some real time into it, and then it's like I thought, like I said, I thought I was gonna be putting down the Switch, and now it's like I'm like looking at this release schedule. It's like, no, there's plenty to play now. So looking forward to that.
I was even kind of like playing a lot more yesterday and today, because I figured something's gonna come out today, even if it's just an NSO game I want to play, and it is. Metroid Zero Mission. I'm gonna start that tonight. Play through that again. That'll be fun.
Yep. There was something I think I was playing on Steam Deck that I actually ended up like being like this. I think it's on Switch too, but now I can't remember what it is. So maybe I'll have to bring that next time. But at the very least, it's it's been great to get through that, and now I had to like reload on my expectations. Very, very happy with it. But yeah, it's going to be all about Shadow of the Erdtree for me here pretty soon. So looking forward to that.
Yep. I got to dive into that. I got to play some Rocket Knight. That collection came out. So I'm going to dabble in that. I also have to play Psychonauts still for the Game Club. So I got to.
All right.
There's plenty of things to keep me busy. And then, I'm going to be busy because the new Final Fantasy 14 expansion is going to be out. That's going to take up a lot of my time, happily. So plenty of things to play. Lots to complain about. Jeff, do you want to read the rest of the super chats? I think we maybe got
I got
a few
right
more
here. Let's see where we're at. I think I read this one. Here we are with Dalibor Domovsky. Hi, Dali. How's it going? Tatsunoko versus goddamn Capcom, says Dali. I think they figure out a way to make that happen. They probably will.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I was real stubborn about that one because it wasn't Marvel vs. Capcom 3 at the time, and I didn't know anything about Tatsunoko, so I just didn't play it, and I missed out by all accounts. It looks like a fun game, and it's, the Capcom characters alone would have made it worth it. I think it's the one where you get to play as Mega Man Volnut for Mega Man Legends, so that's cool. There's that, but that's on the table. The other things, like even Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which is also beloved, like that could get some kind of a remaster treatment at some point now too. A lot of things could happen now.
Yeah, really the good sign here is like the Disney side of things, them being willing to be like, yeah, the licenses are all still good. Go ahead and sell those games again. That is like, that takes restraint from these corporations to be like, no, we need to renew the contracts. Give us a lot more money so it doesn't make sense anymore. That's a good sign. For a lot of these other companies, they seem to already be in that place. We were saying that about SNK earlier. I don't know who owns Tatsunoko, but I bet they'd be willing to play ball and make it happen. Darachi's back. It says playing Zero Mission for the first time. It's great. Oh my God, that's right. People are playing Metroid Zero Mission right now on the Switch for the first time. People are going to lose their mind because it's such a good game.
That's a smooth game, man.
Yes, very good way of putting it.
Maybe Dread is the only one now that's like a smoother Metroid game, if you know what I mean. But playing Zero Mission, you just kind of glide along in this very pleasant, fun, but still energetic way. It's super fun. I can't wait.
Just an incredibly playable video game. L. Grug says, I'm in honor of Paul Reichert on Twitter just now. What is your Mount Rushmore of celebrity deaths? Yes, that is a thing he just said.
I abstain.
I don't know. Saddam Hussein, that was up there, I guess.
When he got attacked by the wild boars in the South Park movie.
Exactly. And then dated Satan. Adam Wilson drops a Jeff Grubb emoji after.
Which one?
The one.
I haven't seen that guy in a while.
Yeah.
Look at that happy face.
Or the orgasmic one. 21 months as a Lincoln member. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Adam
Adam.
Wilson. Your support is always appreciated, as is everyone's, including this final super chat here from Crouching Boomer Hidden Zoomer, who says, we're really excited to try some penne formaggio. Yep. Yeah, that sounds delicious. Everyone should go get themselves some penne formaggio.
That game better actually be Italian. They better not be, just stealing my culture.
So someone in chat's like, it's farm and magia, like magic. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but it looks like formaggio. Like, that's what it
looks like cheese.
Yeah, it just looks like the word cheese with a few extra A's in there.
It sounds like pharmacy in Spanish.
Yeah, that too.
It feels like a leftover from that one direct that was just a farming game. It's like, oops, we got this one in the bin. It's still good. Just
dust it off.
A little bit. Yeah,
it's good. It's still good. It's still good. All right, that does do it for the super chats. Once again, though, thank you everybody for the support. It's really, really appreciated.
Awesome. Wow. I think we get to wind down now. What a fun day. Oh, very nice of Nintendo to do these on a Tuesday. That works out well for us.
That worked out really well. Yes, absolutely. And I wonder if they were thinking oh, it is Juneteenth in America. Maybe we shouldn't do it on a Wednesday. I wonder if that factored in. It probably did.
Maybe. We have tomorrow off, but we are still going to, for the sake of camaraderie, and because Dan's going to be out of commission for a long time soon, we're going to do a Blight Club tomorrow.
Right. There's a chance that he could be like, oh, I can come in for a Blight Club when once he's recovering, but we're not going to count on that. And if he needs the time, we're going to give it to him. So, no Game Mess mornings tomorrow. If you are curious about the Giant Bomb schedule, mostly because that would mean be making other people work and not just myself. For the Blight Club, it's we could just do all that stuff ourselves for the most part. So, we'll do that. Time to be determined, but no later than the normal time, which is 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, and then Thursday, Game S decides, and we'll record the new Columbros on Thursday also.
That sounds good. I need to catch up on sleep. That's a great idea. I have fully watched. I got my notes ready to go. Pretty good episode. So we'll be ready to talk about that. Mike, should we get out of here? Should I hit the button?
Yeah, I think we are good. We are good, man. We live in a world where we know what Metroid Prime 4 looks like now. It's wild.
It's a better world. Did you saw the Metroid Prime 4 news account was oh my God, I'm free. And it had 17,000 likes.
That's
everyone was pulling for you, bud. We're glad you're better.
That's great. Is that Half-Life 3 one still around? I remember following that for a long time.
Probably.
They might have given up. Yeah. Silk Song, huh?
Well, that's not a real game. Honestly, it's crazy to be in a world where Metroid Prime 4 is more real than Silk Song.
How did that happen?
I honestly don't know. That is weird. The game fucking got rated in South Korea. What is going on?
I played it at E3 2019.
That's not a real year either.
They stopped development of Metroid Prime 4, restarted it after that.
Holy crap. Yeah, hey, perfectionist, I guess.
I don't know.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, you beat it.
Missy Jan.
I beat it.
I have been plenty horny, thank you. I don't get horny, I stay horny.
It's because I hate women. Oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
Bye, everybody.